This dog was his owner's best buddy, but an unexpected incident changed everything. A dog is a man's best friend. If you have a dog, then you certainly don't need anybody else. They listen to you, stay loyal to you, and most importantly, never judge you. What else do you want? Although these animals can't speak, they have a good understanding of their owner. That's why when this dog refused to go further while taking a routine walk with his owner, the owner immediately realized that something was seriously wrong. This story began when the man came across a flyer that announced the availability of dogs for adoption. On seeing the advertisement, he decides to give it a try. So he went to the dog adoption venue. There he spotted a senior dog and adopted him without much delay. The connection was instant. When the owner brought his new dog home, he had no idea how the dog was gonna react. The dog initially faced some problems in adapting. One incident that depicts his confusion is when this dog tore and scattered the trash all over his owner's floor. The owner surely had enough patience to deal with this problem. Instead of scolding his dog for this mess, he captured the moment by taking his picture with that heap of trash. After cleaning the trash up, he took up the job of coaching his new friend about using the bed properly. But it seemed the dog had some other plans. The dog was in the mood to play with his master and have his belly rubbed. It wasn't an easy feat for the owner to make his adult dog get used to his all-new lifestyle, but he continued to try and finally succeeded. He taught his pet some tricks and convinced him to have a routine walk outside. They both loved each other's company. It seemed that they had no space for anyone else in their life, and nothing could have explained it well than the kisses and tons of cuddles they shared with each other. They just couldn't get enough of each other, unaware of what the future had decided for them. Time never remains the same. It changes. That's what happened to these best friends. Time took an ugly turn when the dog began to slack off while taking a walk. He was becoming inactive day by day, giving a reason to bother to the man. Unfortunately, the condition only worsened. The man took him to the vet for a checkup and learned a heart-sinking truth. The old dog was seriously unwell, therefore the man had to head home without a special friend. Though he came back home, his heart still was with his gone pet. He'd never felt so alone before. He began to miss his pal a lot. Everything in the house reminded him of his friend. The food bowl, the dog bed made it nearly impossible for the man to forget his pet. But as they say, life is all about second chances. After losing his pal, this man slithered into depression. After some days of mourning, a ray of hope entered his dark life when he got his hand on another flyer that also advertised dog adoption. He decided to get himself one more pet. Yearning to have company, the man once again decided to visit the shelter and adopt another dog. The man in the story deserves strong words of appreciation, as instead of getting discouraged by the mishappenings, he decided to provide a home to one more homeless pet. PETA believes that stories like this will encourage people to extend their hand of help to the breeding industry by rescuing them. Unfortunately, there are a great number of dogs who have no home to stay in, and 670,000 dogs of those who manage to get a shelter are being euthanized every year. The cruelty to dogs doesn't end here. We have many cases where these unspeakable animals are used for fighting. The worst part is that in order to make these helpless fighters more compatible, they're kept hungry and chained most of the time. Do you remember a song by Cat Stevens titled "I Love My Dog"? This is the first song Cat ever recorded for his first album Matthew and Son in 1967. The album became a smash hit in the UK and ranked second on the UK singles chart. Originally named yUyJfq, Cat Stevens is a singer, songwriter, and multi-instrumentalist. In his career, he's achieved some prestigious musical and humanitarian awards. Cat Stevens has a soft spot for dogs, but what has it got to do with this story? Let's find out. The name of the song explains it all. The lyrics of the song convey that a dog's love is purer than any other kind of love in the world. Their demand is minimal, that includes food and your affection. What's the relevance of this man and his song in this story of another man? Well, here's your answer. In 2017, the song celebrated its 50th. The style of celebration was quite special. yUyJfq, along with PETA supporters, is also a vegan. In order to support PETA, he came up with a very unusual idea. What was it about? Well, he solemnized the 50th anniversary of his song by collaborating with PETA, that stands for People for the Ethical Treatment of Animals. This organization is the largest one for animal rights in the world. He offered this song of his to the organization for using it in a story that would encourage people to adopt shelterless animals. It feels good to see that in the world where brutality to animals is such a common phenomenon, there are some prominent personalities who make efforts to help these poor animals. What's your say on this?